You're a curious skid, drawn into a strange new world you've just heard about, the dark web. You start digging, spending hours online trying to understand how it works. You make some friends and start chatting, exchanging info, and one day you hear about something called ransomware. One of your friends mentions a darknet site called Lockbit. Your curiosity kicks in. You search for it. After a few hours you're in. You've accessed the Lockbit dark website. You start reading, learning everything you can. You find out you can rent a virus from Lockbit. Thanks to some crypto hacks you pulled off with your group, you decide to go for it. Rent the ransomware. You already have a few targets in mind. You start social engineering them, looking for a way to infect their systems with the Lockbit ransomware. You send out emails, some employees reply, then suddenly you manage to infect the servers. Everything gets encrypted. You demand a ransom. You wait. Then you check your Bitcoin wallet. You're a millionaire. You don't believe it. You tell your friend. They're stunned. You live for a few months like a king, thinking you've made it, thinking you're untouchable. Then FBI, open up! You rush to encrypt your PC, but it's too late. You're under arrest. You couldn't wipe the machine in time, and you watch as an officer walks out holding your hard drive with 50 Bitcoins on it. The WannaCry shockwave. WannaCry was one of the first and biggest ransomware attacks. It started on Friday, May 12, 2017. Evidence points to the first infection in Asia around 7 p.m. The entry point was an exposed vulnerable SMB port, not an email like people thought. Within a single day, over 230,000 computers in 150 plus countries were infected. It cost the world around $4 billion, and all of it was made possible by something called a 0 day. A 0 day is a hidden vulnerability, unknown to the software makers. Only the hacker knows about it and uses it before anyone can fix it. Those 0 days are what let ransomware spread undetected, like a virus with no cure. One such exploit was Eternal Blue, a flaw in Microsoft's SMB protocol. It was leaked by a group called the Shadow Brokers. Turns out the NSA had already discovered this flaw, and instead of reporting it to Microsoft, they used it for their own hacking. Along with it came Double Pulsar, a stealthy backdoor also leaked by the same group. By late April 2017, tens of thousands of computers had been infected with it. On May 9th, 2017, cybersecurity firm RiskSense released code on GitHub. It was meant for white hat testers to simulate the CVE 2017-0144 exploit on unpatched systems. When WannaCry runs, it first checks a domain name, a kill switch. If that domain doesn't exist, it starts encrypting your data. Then it tries to spread first across the internet, then across your local network. On your system, it installs itself, hides its files, creates keys, deletes shadow copies, everything it needs to lock you out. Then comes a ransom note. Your files have been encrypted. You're told to pay $300 in Bitcoin within 3 days or $600 within a week. You have not so enough time. 3 hard-coded Bitcoin wallets were used to receive payments. The wallets are public, but the owners, unknown. A security researcher noticed the kill switch domain and registered it. Just like that, a disaster comes to an end. Another group, Ryuk, ran a $150 million operation. Yeah, this world is massive. 4. Lockbit's rise and fall. Back to Lockbit. Lockbit is a cyber criminal gang offering ransomware as a service. They built tools that anyone could rent. No skills required. You don't just encrypt data and ask for ransom. You threaten to leak it if they don't pay. Simple, brutal, effective. Lockbit made it so easy, even a kid could do it. Lockbit, the largest cyber criminal gang that has ever existed. It has around 100 skilled developers and customer support specialists who work on the software and manage the operations, but they don't conduct the attacks. This task is delegated to the affiliates, thousands upon thousands of low-level cyber criminals from around the world. Such a model is known as ransomware as a service. It has been copied straight out of the books of legitimate businesses, and it proved extremely versatile. Not only is it profitable, it allows the main criminals to easily avoid capture. Whenever one affiliate is caught by law enforcement, dozens spring up to take their place. The profits part can't be overstated. We'll never know for sure how much money is being paid to the ransomware groups. However, some payments are public. For example, Colonial Pipeline paid over $2 million to resume operations. This pales in comparison to the largest payout ever recorded, $40 million paid by CNA Insurance Company in 2021. In 2022, the total revenue of ransomware groups was estimated at nearly $500 million. Some reports say that ransomware operations will reach $1 billion market capitalization or revenue next year. Some reports say that it has already been reached. We can only assume and calculate the ones that we know of. Some reports say that less than 60% of all companies report ransomware attacks. I would say that we probably reached that 1 billion, but this is just the number that the cyber criminals earn. The damages they cause are orders of magnitude larger, wiping the systems, restoring the data, and ensuring that the attack can't repeat, all the while not earning a single penny from their customers. It's estimated that in 2021, the total damage caused by ransomware gains reached $20 billion. Within a decade, it will probably grow tenfold. By 2022, Lockbit was the most active ransomware group on the planet. By early 2023, they were behind 44% of all ransomware attacks worldwide. In the US alone, between January 2020 and May 2023, Lockbit was used in around 1,700 attacks. They raked in $91 million. The ransomware ran on Microsoft Windows. It could be launched using command lines, scheduled tasks, PowerShell scripts. It used tools like Mimikatz, GMER, Process Hacker. It gathered credentials, disabled security software, scanned networks for domain controllers, the high-value targets. Once inside, Lockbit encrypted files using AES and RSA, only the first few kilobytes to speed things up. Then it added a .lockbit extension. Your wallpaper would change to a ransom note. You could even print the note through your printer, pay or lose it all. 5. Then came 2024, the takedown. On February 19th, 2024, law enforcement hit back. The UK's National Crime Agency, with Europol and others, seized Lockbit's darknet sites in Operation Chronos. Lockbit claimed their PHP servers were hit, but said their backups weren't touched. Arrests followed, one in Ukraine, one in Poland, 2 in the US. 2 Russians were named but not caught. Graham Bigger, the NCA's director, said they had seized Lockbit's infrastructure, gotten hold of the source code, and recovered keys to help victims decrypt. A free decryptor for Lockbit 3.0 was released on nomoreransom.org. Law enforcement also posted intel on the group. At least 188 affiliates, 30,000 Bitcoin addresses, 2,200 Bitcoin, around $112 million. Lockbit NG Dev, Lockbit 4.0. When Lockbit servers were shut down, a new version was already in development. Lockbit NG Dev, likely to become Lockbit 4.0. By December 2024, Lockbit announced version 4.0, set to drop in February 2025. They expanded their infrastructure and even shared samples with researchers. Then in March 2025, a group called Mora, they used a variant of Lockbit 3.0 known as Lockbit Black and built a new strain called Super Black. They removed Lockbit's branding, changed the ransom notes, and added a custom data exfiltration module. 4Scout researchers even found a QTOX ID linked to Lockbit, suggesting the two groups may be connected. What comes next? This was the story of the underground ransomware world.